HeroHammer 2.
Let's go, baby!
Welcome back to the Kieran Show. It's time for another challenge. This is the second one we've done this month.
Yeah, 2 challenges in a month. This is quite a lot, isn't it?
This is AOS again as well, funnily enough.
Oh, good grief. It's HeroHammer Part 2. You would have seen midweek the reveal video when we initially spanned that wheel.
Spinny wheel.
Spin the wheel! Yeah, it was obviously a hot minute ago, and now we're here.
We're actually going to do it.
Apologies, that video was probably a bit naff in comparison sound-wise, and we probably look a bit different, I imagine. I haven't seen that video in a long time.
No. For reference, that was about 3 or 4 months ago. When we plan our challenges, they are
way in advance.
Because you have to source things, build things, and pluck up the mental fortitude to actually do them.
Yeah, which probably brings us on to our next point. We had initially planned to do this 6 weeks ago.
About that, and then you sent me a message, you were like, can we can it? And I was like, I was about to message you saying, can we can it?
We were just not ready for this at all. So obviously we were on the run up to Kieran's wedding. Like it was like quite a big time in your life. You were certainly stressed, and we had loads of other videos, editing, all the rest of it. And we're like, oh, let's throw a challenge on the fire as well. Would have been horrible, would have been terrible, but we're here in a much better mental state as well. So easy peasy. I say easy, it's definitely not. Who have you got?
I'm painting Tahlia Vedra, Lioness of the Parch, I believe is the full name.
What a ninny she is.
Yeah, she's scaring me.
Yeah. How are you going to tackle the line? Because ultimately that's the main...
The airbrush.
The airbrush. Excellent.
Yes, hopefully it doesn't clog on me.
Like it did on the last challenge.
And the challenge before that.
Every challenge.
Yeah.
Classic.
I've got a 0.2 needle and a 0.4, but I love using the 0.2 because you can get so close.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it just clogs so easily, so it's a price to pay.
Not a fan.
As you'll have seen, Kieran is painting Cow Mountain, but what's its actual name?
Mountain.
Spirit Avanalore, I believe.
I think that's the main variant. I've gone the one with the hammer. I can't remember what it's called. Cow Mountain is what we will address it as. Yeah, certainly one of my favourite minis in AOS. It is a beaut, and as you probably would have seen, I can't actually remember my reaction, but I think I was very excited.
Yeah, you screamed Cow Mountain for at least 3 minutes.
Yeah, so we drew the first 3 HeroHammers at the same time, so this was absolutely my favourite of the 3. So yeah, I can't wait to do it. I'm not going airbrush with this one.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. There's just so much detail. I'm not very good with like 0.2 needles or whatever that Kieran is into. Like obviously that's great for super fine details, but I just don't trust myself at all. So I'm going to hit this with a rattle can from above because currently it's just grey. So yeah, hit it from a rattle can above and then go from there, I think.
Speaking of going from there.
Yeah,
should we go from there because there's a lot to do?
Oh boy, let's go.
Okay, so we're about 2 hours in. We've got a blue line. I've been airbrushing to my heart's content. It did get a bit cloggy. I think it's a bit humid today.
Cloggy.
So that's been interesting. But yeah, I've gone with a blue scheme. Some would say that's insane, given it's a lion, but playing into that fantasy look.
Yeah, it's a fantastical lion.
So I went with a zenithal of just some ink over the top of the grey primer, then sprayed some Abyss Blue underneath for like the shadow colour, which you can kind of see on the bottom of the tail and in the depths of the wings and along there. Then from above did almost an all-over coat of Crystal Blue, which is currently my favourite blue, just because of how saturated it is. And it actually comes out quite saturated through an airbrush. So that was applied from the highlight points, so that was all down this way. I've gone with that on the stinger on the back as well, just because I think that will look quite cool. Try and make it look a bit sharper. Then went to a similar thing with Arctic Gem, which is the next step up in value from Crystal Blue. So you can kind of see this around these points here, just where the highlights would be. Try and draw some attention to those wings along the bottom there. And then to finish it all off, just some really small dots of bright sapphire. So this is just on the very, very tips of the wings, all along there. And I also use this as a base color for the lion's head. So I'm gonna go with like a white lion to try and blend it all in together.
Cow Mountain! So as you can see, he is a big bright boy, or girl, I haven't decided. Yeah, this model is mad, absolutely mad. It's beautiful, I love it. I'm also really, really scared because the more I paint, the more details I find. You will see, if you have eagle eye vision, as opposed to Cow Mountain vision, this guy has no kneecaps because I am a big dum-dum head and for some reason didn't glue any on, so he's got some weird looking knees. Yeah, a little bit disappointed with myself, but we move. So on top of the grey primer, I had the off-white, is it called off-white?
It's white bone by the Colourforge.
Oh, white bone by Colourforge, just with the rattle can over the top. So it's got some sort of definition, not loads, but it'll be fine. After that, I went with a mix of paints. Model colour black and burnt umber for the fur, and then black for the hooves. I've then gone with a mix, because I'm a maverick, of ivory and black for all of the grey details, sorry. I then did a wash over all of those bits with Black Knight, and now I'm starting the very, very, very long journey. That is this.
Finally come around to my thinking.
Finally. So I've seen some wicked use of this from Kieran, so I'm starting to do the insane amount of trim on this mini.
The lunchtime update.
Woo!
You go woo every time.
I'm excited. I'm painting Cow Mountain.
Are you having a good time?
Yeah, this I mean, is a beaut mini, and I'm really considering getting more Lumineth after this.
I want a Lumineth army though.
Oh, where? Paint your line, enjoy it.
No.
Enjoy it, sucker.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you went blue. I'm really surprised you went blue. You're regretting.
Yeah, because
this.
I asked you at the start. I was like, Kieran, I've got a really out there idea to have it blue. Or should I paint it like an actual normal person, like a lion,
what did I say?
bird? And you were like, I want you to use your own initiative. You didn't tell me you didn't say what I should do.
Yeah, do what you want.
Really
it's
helpful.
Cool. It's cool. I don't think
It's not. Look, it's a giant blue pigeon.
Oh, it's a peacock. It's a peacock for sure. He's a spicy peacock.
Yeah, I'm really worried about actual Tahlia. The big old chair.
Yeah, she's got quite a lot of detail. I'd argue more detail on her than there is on the lion. The lion's got mainly just like straps and plates, so it's like getting the lion's skin and then the feathers and the fur, then the straps, any metallic shield bits, and then tackling Tahlia last. So
I mean, to be fair, the base is also really epic as well. I mean, apart from one leg, it's all stood on something.
yeah, I think it took me 2 days to do mine, paint-wise, and you've got one.
Yeah, and you cheese everything as well.
I don't cheese I cheese most of it.
Okay, so I'm not happy. I've said I want to strip it. I'm not happy at all with how the blue looks. I think it was a stupid idea. But there we are. I've blocked in the wood with some wild wood on Tahlia Vedra. It's looking a bit shiny because of the silver undercoat. But I'm hoping that with the dry brush in a minute, I'll be able to get rid of that.
Okay, well, I'm not ready to totally give in just yet. So Cow Mountain is taking a long time. I'm currently doing the gold trim on the legs, and then I'll work up and obviously finish the top. Yeah, this is taking ages, absolutely ages. So I've just started on the second leg. Could you not, please? Thank you. Yeah, so this is taking a long time. It looks really lovely. It's really regal. I am enjoying it, but it's just, yeah, it's a labour of love, that's for sure.
I am not having fun with this at all. I'm just really not enjoying painting it. Just not happy with how it's looking. I mean, I've stuck her to it now. She's had all of the... What did I do in the last update? I think it was just blue. So we've blocked in all of the gold with the speed paint gold. Blocked in just these red details although there is a bit there that's got caught by another paint. Yeah, blocked in the base colour, the colours on the rocks for the base that she stood on. I'm just going to pop some metallic speed paint on there in a minute.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
It looks no different, Kieran.
It looks exactly the same, but I can assure you there's so many gold details on here that I am doing it. It's just very slow because they're so meticulous.
Is it slow or are you just slow?
Mate, you're going through every single emotion I've ever heard of, so don't give me that nonsense.
Right, I thought I would document the point in the challenge where I lose. I just did a really stupid thing.
We're 6 hours to go.
Yeah. So the logical part of me was like, we're not enjoying the paint job, so we'll give it an all-over wash, which I did. And to be honest, it's brought some more natural tones in. Obviously, it's covered up a lot of the bright tones that I put on with the airbrush earlier on. And you know what? I can easily bring that back. I think dry brushes and edge highlights and all of those things, it'd be fine. It's this. What was I thinking? Literally. Yeah. Why didn't you stop me?
You foofed hard, and it's quite clear to see.
Dear YouTube algorithm, I hope you like breakdowns during videos because you've got 2 of them pending in this video.
How are you feeling?
Awful.
I can't believe you put poo on the base. And then you just went, this is fine.
I wasn't even doing it to choose it and be like, I'm finished. I was doing it because the logic was it needs ages to dry.
Right, so we've got 6 hours or 5 hours, 5 hours, 55 minutes remaining of this challenge. And you've put poo on the base. You can't hairdryer it dry. You're just sort of waiting and hoping that it checks out.
Yeah. Too much. These basing pastes, depending on how thick you put it on, take, in my experience, about 3 hours to dry.
Right.
So I can't touch the base of the miniature for 3 hours. So how am I going to hold it?
So why didn't you just do that at the end?
Well, we're here now. I can't even hold. I can't even. I've scuppered myself so much. The wash all over is now dry. It's ready for a dry brush, but every time I go to pick up the miniature to try and do anything to it, I put my finger in the poo.
Oh, mate. Finger in the poo.
It's wet ground by AK.
That is finger in the poo. Oh dear. Well, HeroHammer 2.
It's going great. How's Cow Mountain going?
Oh, so much gold. The gold won't end. I've got the top of the hammer, the head, and then the greaves to go for the body gold.
Dear overly dramatic Kieran from in the video about 5 seconds ago, all is not lost. The large Citadel painting handle does hold Tahlia Vedra. All is not lost. So, since then, since the drama of applying the basing material and freaking out, we've slowly been resurrecting this awful paint job. I really wasn't happy with how bright and punchy the blue was. So the Mini had an all-over wash of pure grime, which was a very dramatic step, but it really helped knock some of that blue right back, so it looked less peacocky. After that, it's had a dry brush, pretty much with the same colours that we did the base colours in. So that was crystal blue, Arctic gem, and then really light dry brush of bright sapphire. But it's just given it a more natural blue tone. I think I'm still not jazzed on having a blue lion, as it were, but I'm more happy with how it looks now than I was earlier.
Okay, Cow Mountain, woo! Since the last update, there's
He's still painting gold.
No, the gold's done, I think. I don't.
It's only taken you I don't want to know how many hours you spent painting
Yeah,
gold.
I've painted a lot of gold.
You've got to wash the gold as well.
Oh, I'm trying to ignore the whole thing, to be honest. So since then, I've added green, which is dark green, just dark green, boring, from Vallejo. I've also added Mechanica Standard Grey to the hilt, so that's cool there. What else have I done? Lots of green. There are actual trees now, so that's handy. Oh, and I painted his ears because I remembered I forgot those before. Now I'm actually doing something really, really cool. I'm not sure if this is gonna focus that bit. Focus.
Probably too close.
Probably too close. I don't know. I'm sure you probably see it anyway. So I've watered down loads of Mechanica Standard Grey with Lahmian Medium, and it's just pooling in all of the recesses in the panels, and it's also like creating this like contrasting shadow tone as well, which is mad. I've never ever used Lahmian Medium in my life. I'm obviously aware of its existence, which is sort of why I'm using it now, but I'm so surprised. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm very, very chuffed. Still loads of the way to go. As you can see, I can still do with like maybe another layer or two of green. Where I have applied so far, it's looking very regal. I never actually intended on doing green, but here I am. 1 hour left. HeroHammer 2 is nearly in the books. We have a lion, we have a cow, we have a woman and a mountain.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Quietly confident now. Not a great deal. Got to highlight the reds, and then put some more stuff on the basing just so it doesn't look like a land of poo.
A land of poo?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Good.
Good.
That's the end of it.
Poo land. Interesting.
How about the mountain? What have you got left to do?
No poo in sight, which is good.
Are you going to get to basing?
Hell yeah.
Is that your next job?
This is 5 points. In the bag, 5 points. I don't think you're ready for Cow Mountain. I'm ready for Cow Mountain number 2. I'm not poo based. I mean,
I'm looking at how far Cow Mountain is, and those mountains need another highlight.
No. Right, so he's
Yes,
trying
they do!
He's trying to convince me to put an extra like white highlight on the top of,
Not white, just
or
like
like
a
white light grey on the
Yeah.
top to indicate some sort of snow.
No, not snow.
Now
just
then.
like the classic,
Now,
like.
there are 3 different kinds of greys on that.
I can see one.
Oh, you see? Oh, just grey?
Just grey.
Good. Right. 3 different kinds of grey on those mountains. We're good. We're solid. We're fine. We're feeling it. Yeah, everything's been highlighted. Everything is looking, feeling funky fresh. I was actually really nervous earlier because I was painting loads of gold. I went back and painted more gold when I said I would stop twice. Yeah, feeling good. Another 5 points in the bag, I wager. I can't wait to do the full reveal.
Lion Mountain!
So stupid.
This is where we're at. Very nearly done. Last knockings in the challenge. So I thought I'd give you a run through of the paints that I've used, because I've really not done a very good job of that, because you know what, quite frankly, I've never known what paints I'm using because I just really haven't had fun today. So the reds I've just finished, they had a base coat of Scarlet Red. We then had a layer of Mephiston Red. Then a highlight of Bloody Red by Game Colour, and then some scratchy highlights with Fire Dragon Bright. This is just around on there, on the skirt, on the flags. Yeah, pretty chuffed. An array of pinks. What I used for the pinks was a all-over coat of Volupus Pink, and then I picked out any details with Impish Rogue. So that's like the tongue and just these little tassels. Other than that, everything else I think I've already covered. If anybody wants any of the paints I've used, which you probably don't, just leave us a comment. Yeah, final details I think are to try and break up the poo base that nearly broke the whole challenge earlier on. Thank you very much to GW for making a massive stand, because I'd have lost if it wasn't for that.
Cow Mountain! I've just thrown some mountainous stuff on Cow Mountain, on the base. I am elated with this. Oh no, the rocks are coming off. The rocks. Yeah, this is. I think it's fair to say I made a bloody mess, didn't I? All this stuff
I've never seen
everywhere.
anybody handle basing materials.
I don't usually use it. I'm in
as was clear.
I'm in uncharted
You just kind of you used half of the PVA. You just didn't even spread it around. You then just throwing rocks at the base.
Look how wonderful he is.
Yeah, you're an idiot for how you apply basing material.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I upset Kieran, and it's fine. You know, it's fine. But
they need an extra highlight.
No, they don't. This is what he was talking about with the extra highlight on the rocks. I think the rocks look absolutely mega.
Just to make them a bit sharper.
No! There's 3 different kinds of grey on there.
Yeah, but it's just like a spot highlight. Fine. Your funeral.
Nah, babe. 5 points in the bag. Boom! This is the most beautiful cow in all of the land. I've had so much fun painting this mini. It's crazy. It's the end of HeroHammer Volume 2 in this anthology of pain. And how is that pain looking right now, Kieran?
So, I finished.
Yay!
I now command a 6-5 lead in a HeroHammer 2.
6-5 lead? Is that right? 6-5?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I finished my mini.
Oh, right. You finished, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's interesting.
It's 10. It's 10-6.
It's 10-6. Hell yeah, baby. I'm willing to argue 9-6, depending on knee pads.
And line.
And what?
And line only being 3 points.
Oh, right. So what does that bring it down to? 7-6.
Don't start throwing away points.
Yeah,
I think you might need them.
Yeah.
For coming number 3, you're going to need them.
Oh. Well, I need them or you need them?
No, you'll need them.
I beg differ.
Yeah, so this is the end. We've both finished a mini.
Petting a cow and a cat. Look at us.
Yeah. I've rescued this challenge from the brink.
Yeah, you've got.
Just going to put it out there. The mental breakdown that was about halfway through this video
was worth it.
Well, no, it wasn't worth it. But if I could talk to past me and show them what they would end up with, I'd be like, no, you want to smoke?
Yeah, everything's fine.
It's not fine. Like, I had to have a word with myself. Like, come on, right. You know how to rescue this.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
I'll be honest, it's all come from the basing, I think. Like, the basing has tied it all together.
The rest of it's rubbish.
Yeah, the rest of it's poo-poo. But no, it's all tied it all together. Like, because you've gone with this Arctic scheme, and as soon as you put poo on the base, I was like, that doesn't...
I had to set up the snow.
Oh, I understand now. Like, now I'm here. I totally get it. I totally understand. But at the time, I was like, what? Why is he doing this? Why? There must be a reason.
There was method in the madness. Yeah,
I can see the method and the madness.
I think I very, very, very nearly lost this challenge. I think I could have very much got bogged down with not liking the mini earlier, and then going, I'm going to do a different colour, or I'm going to try this bougie thing. I just went, right, no, take it back to basics. How can I take this vibrancy out rather than trying to fiddle around with it? Just brown wash, and then play to the strength of the blue, which was used in dry brushes.
For sure, and I think adding that contrast with the washes really helped with the definition.
Yeah, I think it, in the terms of a challenge context, I think it did. I would have preferred the vibrancy of what I had about halfway through with the 3-tone of blue on the wings. I think that looked cool. My issue then is it did look too peacocky, and I think I would have needed to spend too long trying to get the definition in under the wings. In retrospect, I think that's what my problem was. I was like, this still needs loads of work. Yeah, I'm chuffed that we ended up with a finished miniature. As you'll see, it's got basing and all. I'm on a hat trick. Imperial Guard, Skaven Tide, HeroHammer 3.
And Advac Man.
HeroHammer, what? I'm on a roll.
Yeah, four on the bounce.
Yeah,
It's absolutely unheard of.
This new me.
This is the new you.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think you should just, considering this many have come from, like, your best wins have come from Age of Sigmar. should just paint more AOS minis.
Are you saying that my Imperial Guard scheme wasn't very good?
Oh, you mean the Tomato Man? Yeah. They were great.
Yeah, they're a meme at this point. How did it go painting gold all day?
Yeah, so I think I've probably painted gold for about 7 hours today. About 7, I reckon.
Yeah.
It just didn't stop.
I was scared for you when I looked over and we were at least, I don't know, an hour and a half in, and you'd done not even half a leg.
No.
I was like, Kieran, you've been painting a leg for an hour?
Yeah, it was really bleak. Really bleak.
Can we have this as a shared army? Because I really like Lumineth.
No! No!
You only want the cows?
Paint your own damn model, sir!
Oh, we would have got to have separate Emperor's Children army. Why would we have a separate Lumineth army?
Oh. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too, I'm well chuffed.
I'm really chuffed with how it looks. And to be honest, if I was to ever do a Lumineth army, it's exactly what I would do. I would play to the strength of the white. I think if you were to paint one, just to get like hypercritical.
Yeah.
If you were to paint one like as the actual scheme, it needs, on top of that white burn on the top, it then needs an ivory as like a zenithal over the top. So you end up with the two-tone and you've got the grey underneath, you've then got the wraithburn / white burn, whatever it is, and then you've got a white on top. And then when you put that grey on the top of that, you'll then end up with some natural highlights.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the trouble is with Age of Sigmar minis, there isn't a lot to highlight because everything's like concaved almost. There's no edges on that.
No.
Apart from the mountains.
Yeah, the mountains and the hammer, which I edge highlighted.
They're only edges. Everything else it's the same. It's the same with Stormcast as well. Everything is concaved. Everything's got curves, which works really well for speed painting because you've got natural curves. You can use contrast paint, which will flow over the curves.
It's also loads better to paint, loads more fun because you're not faffing around with edges, which is really nice. But
just really get you in a pickle though when you are trying to take Age of Sigmar minis that extra step though. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's HeroHammer 2 in the books.
2. Point stand at 10.
At time of recording, we've done
6.
2 challenges back to back. So literally last week, we painted Scaventide for 24 hours.
Yep.
It's been just over a week. So our Scaventide video came out today.
Yeah,
and we are knee deep in another challenge.
Already. Yeah, Christ. We've got them booked and penciled in for the rest of the year as well. You're expecting at least one challenge every single month until the end of the year.
Some fun, some not fun challenges.
Yeah, next HeroHammer is going to be a weird one.
I woke up this morning genuinely excited for HeroHammer 3. I genuinely really cannot wait.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now, HeroHammer 3, I'm going to fall flat on my arse. But I'm going to have such a good day.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. It'll be a good one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Thank you to the Cult of Kieran for helping us out with this. If you did like this video and you like any of the challenges, please do all of the YouTube things. Like, comment, subscribe for normal people.
Yeah, absolutely. Go buy all the stuff with your affiliate links. If you want a Cow Mountain or a Tahlia Vedra of your own, follow along with the challenge. Do it all again. Do it in 12 hours. Don't do that. But yeah. Love you, thank you, bye. See you next time. See ya, love you, bye.